Hello, welcome to my channel, welcome to my garage. This is Rick's Garage, and in this video I'm going to do a real quick review on the Top Studio detail up kit for the Tamiya Ducati motorcycle. This is the second build I'm doing. I'm doing this for a friend of mine, and I thought that I would compare this detail up set with this detail up set. Now I have both sets brand new that I'm going to be building and putting onto this bike. So I'm going to mix and match my build between the two sets. But I thought that I would show you a little bit of the differences between this set and that set. One of the first things that you'll notice though, let's go over here and I'm going to zoom in just a bit here so you can see. Okay. The first difference is, and then in the Top Studio, is that they want you for the handlebars, they want you to saw off the ends of the handlebars, drill a 1mm hole into the end, and then put this metal detail, which they have here. These are the little metal details that they have, and put the metal tips of the handlebars in. So rather than paint them silver as it's called for in the kit, you now have metal silver tip ends. The other difference that you'll also will notice is that the brake configurations are slightly different. For example, you'll notice on here there is a solid or an open hole in the part for the detail kit, and in this kit that same part has a solid hole here. And you'll notice that there are some holes, little tiny holes around the perimeter. Okay, so that's the difference between this one here for Top Studio and this one here from this detail up kit. Now, the other difference that you'll notice is that I'm going to zoom in even more. The other differences that you'll notice is that these are not pins. This is actually solder wire that comes with the kit. And the solder wire is, over here to the schematic, is 0.3mm solder wire. And what they want you to do, and bring this over here so you can see, whoop, here we go, is that they want you to solder that wire into this star shape piece right here. They want you to put solder points in there. I think what they're trying to do is trying to mimic rivets for this piece. So you put these two pieces together and then you solder them, this piece together using the solder wire. And I'm not going to do that because I've never soldered anything, and I don't see the need to go that far into it like that. If you're a person that's had a lot of experience with soldering, this might be a really good kit for you to get, because you'll be soldering these two pieces together to form this star shape, and then you'll have something that's unique. What I'm going to be doing though is, if I do this configuration, I'm going to use the bolts, for the lack of a term, from this kit here. I'm going to use the bolts, and I'm going to put these little tiny pins or bolts, or now that I know what they really are, they're really rivets, supposed to simulate rivets, and I'm just going to insert them into the holes here, glue them in. I'm going to insert them into the holes here and then simulate those as rivets. I'm not going to do any soldering at all on that. The other thing that I thought that was great for this kit here from Top Studio is that it does tell you the orientation of how this piece needs to be as you're constructing it. Whereas on the other kit, detail kit, it is a little bit more difficult to determine exactly the orientation of that piece. Okay. The other big notification is that there's additional details that you can put onto the engine. It's calling for different metal pieces to go onto the engine, and I've already done that, as you can see here. Yeah, the camera's picking it up. You have this detail piece here that does come with the other detail kit, but it's constructed a little bit differently cosmetically. This has a little bit more of a fill-in detail, whereas on the other kit, this one here, it just has a metal detail that goes around the perimeter of the plastic area there. But this one here from Top Studio, is a little bit more detailed in its configuration, as you can see. The other thing here is that they give you some half moon metal discs, whereas, and then in the kit from Tamiya, the actual building kit, they actually call you to paint these black, but in the top studio they give you half moon silver discs, and that goes all over everywhere that's at. You'll notice that there's some silver discs here as well. The other thing is that you'll notice is that there is some screw or bolt details that you can put in. There's 3 of them right here. I don't know if you can actually see that or not. There you go. Those are actual metal details that you can actually put on to give it more of a detailed look, to make it pop a little bit more. This piece right here came from this piece here, and a little bit of a building tip too on putting this piece on. Sand down the plastic area. The plastic has a raised detail that's supposed to look like this raised detail here. What you want to do is you want to sand that plastic detail or that raised embossed area down flat, and you'll have a lot easier time on getting this piece on. The top studio also has another metal detail that you can put on, which is this piece right here. And then of course there's some other screw holes that you can also put on here. You'll notice that there's some more on this side. So there's a lot of different little tiny details that you can put onto the engine. They also have details that you can put onto the gold area here, on this part here. And I don't know if you can see it or not, but you might be able to catch that there is some silver details on here and here, as well as here. I don't know if the camera can pick it up or not, but there are details that you can actually put on that. So there's a little bit of a metal details that you can put on this as well. The other difference is that the top studio has that the other detail kit does not have, and that is a complete metal assembly of the suspension area. What they want you to do, they want you to take the Tamiya plastic part, and they want you to cut off this ring area. Then they also want you on the suspension area here, the part, they want you to cut this off and cut these 2 pieces off here. Now on the bike that I had already previously done, I didn't cut these off. What I did was I drilled a 1mm hole into those 2 parts right there. Then using some extra tubing that came with the kit, I then glued in the tubing into those holes, and then taking a couple of extra metal detail caps that came into this kit here, I glued them on top so they would have a more of a finished look, and then I just routed those tubes underneath into the engine. But here they want you to cut these off and actually replace them with the metal details that come with the kit, and that's the extra. These the other 2 here actually are for the top up here, and they already have a hole in there where you can then take a detailed disc that comes in the top studio, take the tubing that comes with the top studio, glue that in together, and then place them into this area here, where basically you're assembling almost a full metal suspension. The spring is metal, this piston area is all metal, and then you have these gears up here are also all metal. The only thing that's plastic essentially is this area right here. That's plastic. And again, you'll have to drill a 1mm hole into that plastic tip that you've cut off over here. You cut in a 1mm hole as it's directing you to do, so you can attach it to the end, where are we at, of this piece right here. Okay, so I thought that was kind of cool, and I'm going to be doing that on the bike as well. The other detail that you'll notice is that they have, I think they have better hose clamps. You'll notice that this hose clamps comes with these little wing flaps where you complete the assembly and then secure it down with these little these flaps here to actually simulate an actual hose clamp that's been clamped down. I thought that was pretty good. Over here, it has the same wheel metal details as in the other kit as well. But those are the basic differences between the Top Studio metal detail kit and this detail kit here. So I'm actually mixing and matching the two together. This kit does come with the metal details for the radiator. It gives you one additional type of metal detail, which is this part right here. It gives you all these little tiny caps, screw caps, and other details that I had shown you. They got the half moons, which I've already applied. Some of those screw cap details I've already applied. And you can see by my fingers here on how small these details are. So the way I've been applying these little tiny details is that I take the screwdriver that comes with the Tamiya kit. This is magnetic, and I just use this as a magnetic hold, putting it on the tip of the screwdriver and then placing it down to where I want it to go on the piece. Then it has these details as well. You'll notice that it also has the configuration for the heat sink that I'm going to be redoing, and it also has these other details here, and here's the star detail that we were talking about a little bit earlier, and with a couple of additional types of washers and so on. So there are some similarities between the two. It gives you some additional, also in the Top Studio, it gives you some additional gears that you can also make. Okay. So those are the basic differences between the two kits. Like I said, I've got both of them. I'm going to be doing a combination of the two. Zoom out a little bit here. So I am going to be doing some from this kit, and I'm going to be doing some from this kit as well. And hopefully it will turn out. So this is where I'm at right now in the engine, using those details that we talked about. It looks like it's coming along just fine. And I'll be putting this piece on later today, but it's going to fit in just like that. And we'll be good to go. So if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please remember to subscribe. Other than that, have a great day. Always have fun in your garage. And until then, we'll see you next time. Take care.